Good evening and you're welcome to Active Citizens Parliament right here on Active Citizens. My name is Sharon Enem Chuku, and joining me live in the studio I have with me Miss Ifoma Oji. Good evening, how are you doing?
Good evening, I'm doing great.
Welcome to the show. I'm very
Thank you.
well.
Thank you.
Now we're starting with our stories for today, where we interrogate power, elections, and the economy at the heart of Nigeria's future. Tonight's focus begins together three conceptual developments. The showdown between Senate President Godswill Akpabio and Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan has now reached Nigeria's Supreme Court, intensifying a political and legal battle that has gripped the National Assembly and the nation. In Abia State, police have arrested a 47-year-old man caught with an INEC voter registration machine under suspicious circumstances, allegedly registering voters outside official channels, raising disturbing questions about the integrity of the electoral register ahead of future polls. And Senator Oshiomhole has triggered a storm of public reaction after saying Nigerians are complaining that food is too cheap. A claim that has struck a raw nerve against a backdrop of persistent hardship. We examine all three developments, holding power to account and asking the questions the public needs answered. And I would like us to start with this long-standing legal battle between Senate President and Senator Natasha. Now, I thought personally that at the start of the new year, the Senate President coming out to say that he has gone back to withdraw all of his legal claims and he has court cases against everybody, and now he wants to start afresh because the message of the priest during the crossover ceremony really touched him. Now, we're hearing that he has had a change of mind. Your take?
All right. Good evening, Nigerians. I was saying earlier when I saw this particular news that just like what you said, that I thought that this whole back and forth between the Senate President and Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan has died off when he said that, he's ready to bury the hatchet, that he's ready to forgive everybody, when he went to a church and he stood on the podium and said that he has forgiven everybody, and he instructed his lawyers to withdraw all the cases of defamation and other allegations that people labeled against him, just to be surprised to see this new development. Well, should I say I'm surprised, or rather I'm not surprised? But the central message that maybe I could get from this whole thing is what Akpabio is saying here is that the Senate House should be able to control its members' misconduct. And I remember when Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan had this issue with Senator, the senator. She went to the Federal High Court and she laid a complaint. And at the end of the day, the Federal High Court ruled in her case, saying that it was actually an overreach from the part of the Senate House to suspend her, and it was an overreach for them not to give her fair hearing, because she was supposed to be given fair hearing before the whole suspension and the things that came with it. And now I've mentioned the part of the Senate President, which is being able to control its members' misconduct. And then on the part of Natasha now is saying that power should have limits. Limit here in the sense that everybody under the Constitution is entitled to fair hearings. You can't just come out and kind of override or infringe people's rights, because according to the Senate, what's it called? Is it the motion, or rather their rules? When a sitting senator stands up to make a prayer, the House is supposed to listen to that prayer, and after the prayer they can address whatever they want to address. But I don't know if you watched that video, what happened during the plenary, the session they had the prayer. The Senate President had to downplay her position and ask her to sit down where she was supposed to sit while she was standing up. And according to the rule, once you're standing, you're supposed to be listened to or given that opportunity.
Personally, we are not even here to discuss what what got them to this point, or why these fights started, because I think that this is something that has been in the media for too long. It is something that everybody at this point should even know about, as to what even caused this fight. I think where we are at right now is the fact that they have recalled this case. Now, I thought with what he said during the new year, it has been scraped out of court. But where we are at right now is the fact that he's now being, that case is now being reopened, and they're dragging Senator Natasha again as to what happened last year, despite the fact that he came out personally, not under duress, to say that he was withdrawing the case. And we even saw videos of Senator Natasha and her husband. Now, to see the fact that this case has been called back in court after that statement, there are just different questions Nigerians want to know, and they're asking. The first statement from the Senate president, was it just to score political points? Not even to score political points. Was it for cruise? I will even call it that, because it was the new year. Everybody was saying Happy New Year and all of that. Was it in that spirit? Was he maybe intoxicated out of excitement, or really was it because of the preaching? Or another thing now is, has that died down, that he no longer, or he has remembered how he felt and what he went through last year, that he now wants to see this court, he now wants to see this particular case in court. Now, for other defamatory cases, because according to him, he said he had over maybe 11 or he had 12 cases that were in court. And we know that the Senate president, this is not the first time that he's going to be dragged for anything. This is not the first time that he's going to be accused. He's even been accused of murder, even from his own family members. Now, I think personally, what I want to know is, with this particular case being reopened, do we see other cases as well being reopened? Or is it just Senator Natasha he has a business with?
Well, I don't know his intention, but I think he has a problem when it concerns Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, and it's really sad that she's the one singled out for this whole back and forth. It's really sad, and like I said earlier, the Senate president is, maybe he's trying to reassert power and to show Natasha that even if your constituency, or rather Nigerians, are supporting you, that maybe I have the upper hand when it comes to the Senate House. That is more like he's trying to show his strength in the Senate House. And Natasha, like I said, on the other end, is equally trying to show the senator that she has the right to fair hearing or whatever. But at the end of the day, for me, what I want to see is, if he said during the beginning of the year that he's ready to let go of all these court cases, let it not be just like he said, cruise. Let Nigerians see that, okay, he's ready to bury the hatchet, and then they should move forward. Because while they are going through all these court cases, the back and forth, at the end of the day, it's the people that they are supposed to govern, the rules that they are supposed to, the bills that they are supposed to pass, that they are stalling. So let's focus on a lot of things that are on ground. Let's focus on, most importantly, insecurity in Nigeria, and let this whole thing, come to an end. That's all I have to say about this.
And just finally, as to this particular matter, apart from the fact that it needs to die down as of yesterday even, I think another thing is the fact that for Senator Natasha and the Senate president that have been at this back and forth for so long, one thing is really obvious here. It is not two people that are fighting. These are different powers trying to exert dominance. These are different representation, right? Seeing that Senator Natasha is on one side, on one end, and it seems as though the Senate president is in a different group or in a different party altogether. And also, ironically speaking, they are not even in the same party, to even say the least. So I just think that there's a whole lot going on with this particular case. And for 2026, I just thought the Senate president would have known better. But it seems we're back to square one as it concerns this case. Now, as to why we're all here today, or why you're watching this, because we know that this particular statement from former governor of Edo State, Senator Oshiomhole, has caused so much uproar on social media. This particular interview on Channels Television, I think we'll have a look at that first, so that we can return and have a full-on conversation. Let's have a look.
The truth is this. We promise radical reforms.
And that
Who are
has
touched
radical
taxation?
implication on the pockets of the average person.
Which average person? You pick this thing for the mouth of the people.
No.
Have you gone to see people
I didn't know
complaining?
realities.
There are Nigerians
inflation
now.
rates, sir.
There are Nigerians now who are saying
Cost of production,
food
cost
is
of-
becoming too cheap
cost of
because they
living.
will- cost of living is what now? It's
They're
higher
being
now.
impacted. No, I'm saying that from the time the president got
This is
into
not backed by
office
evidence.
and the policies.
I'd like to see those Nigerians who have come out to complain that foodstuffs are now too cheap. In which Nigeria? Anyways, let me have your take, because you see that statement that there are some Nigerians that have even come out to complain that food is too cheap. Which Nigerians are we talking about here?
You know, I made a clip. I saw this news earlier and I was shocked to see that, and that prompted me into making a video concerning that. And I remember telling you that this was quite shocking, that we're having this realignment in this story, picking of stories. And like I was saying I said it in that video, that it is quite shocking that these political leaders, I believe, are not in Nigeria. They are in a different earth. They're not in the planet, the planet that we are in. Because in 2015, I remember that a bag of rice then was around 25,000 naira, or 20 to 25,000 naira or thereabout. But now a bag of rice it should be around 100 and something. And even if that bag of rice reduces by 20,000 naira, let's say 100,000 naira, it still doesn't normalize things. It's still not improving. It's not improvement. It's how some people, if you check comment sections, some people now are saying that the truth is that foodstuff in the market actually reduced. And I was really shocked. I was baffled, because if you're saying that foodstuff in the market reduce, why are we getting to the point whereby we start how should I put it, we start normalizing hardship, that when a price drops in a certain foodstuff like rice, let me say for example, maybe 10,000 naira drop, we start clapping for the government that they are doing well, while we know how much that used to cost in the first time. So I really want to ask the Senate, the former governor of Edo State, which Nigeria first of all, and for the students, for the Nigerians that he said that are praising the government that things have actually reduced in the market. We really need to see those Nigerians to really open their mouths and tell Nigerians that things have really reduced. Because tell me why a normal citizen cannot afford 2 square meals. Sharon, is not 3 square meals I'm talking about right now, 2. I remember when I was still in school in 2018, 5,000 naira can make me a decent pot of soup with a lot of orishi in it. But right now, I cannot even buy reasonable amount of meat with 5,000 naira.
You know, it's also very, very sad.
So where?
See
From where to where?
Adams Oshiomhole, being a senator now, who was formerly a governor of Edo State, coming out to say that things are too cheap on national television. In fact, it's not even that he said that people are complaining. That, you know, when it has gotten to that point that it is too much everywhere, food is everywhere, and people are now complaining that. And there was something that he also said. He said they did that the policies that they brought, the reforms that they brought, right, was really rugged. It was, and then the benefits. Now the proof of those things now is the fact that food is now excessively cheap. I think when you're saying things like this on national television without even blinking an eyelid, I start to worry, because we are in a country, in a nation where people are not shy to express themselves, all right? People are not, we are very outspoken people in Nigeria. People are free to express themselves, and we have heard them. We've seen protests, we've seen people cry out. If you go to that same comment section, you'd have someone begging for food that they've not been able to. If things were that cheap, why can't they afford food to eat? And if you're saying that things have suddenly gotten so much better, how come it's not making waves? How come people are not talking about it? Nigeria that we know that has been plunged into poverty for so long. The moment we get to that point where things become so cheap, everybody is going to know how we did it. Everybody is going to point the torchlight on Nigeria to understand how we got to where we are. But as it is now, IMF cannot do that. World Bank cannot do that because we are constantly borrowing from them. I'm even asking myself as IMF or as the World Bank, I see a video like this, I don't know what will prompt me to borrow you more money, because what I'm seeing now is that you have everything. In fact, maybe I can borrow from you as World Bank and as IMF. I just think it is belittling on the people of Nigeria to hear and to see things like this on national television, especially from someone of his caliber and his personality. It is really, really downgrading. And just as we wrap up on this second story, do you think that this Nigerians complaining that things are too cheap, right? Do you think that we're ever going to get to that point? And if so, when?
With this present administration, I'm not seeing that possible. In 2027, I'm not seeing that possible because when one wants to effect change, I believe that a lot of things will have to stall. Nigerians are going to, feel the brunt of everything, the hardship, first of all, before they start seeing the fruition of everything. Yes. So it's not even now that we are going to see things changing. It is not now that we are going to see the price of rice going down to maybe 30,000 naira or 40,000 naira, but maybe from the year 2031 or 2041.
That is around the corner.
Maybe farther than that, but let's not just high our expectations and feel like maybe with P2B, let's say for example, he clenches the seat for 2027, that is going to be possible. It's going to take a lot of time because a lot of things are really going wrong. A lot of things have been crippled. A lot of things have dwindled. So it's going to take like a lot of time to work on insecurity. It's going to take a lot of time to work on our agriculture because people don't go to farms anymore. It's going to take a lot of time to work on infrastructure. It's going to take a lot of time to create job, build industries for people to be employed. If you check all these things, it's not something that you can finish maybe in a tenure for Nigerians that is over 230 million people.
Now, I think even apart from that being said, right, the fact that achieving that level of freedom, of abundance for us as a people, honestly speaking, it seems insurmountable. It seems as though it's impossible right now, right? Because if we were to achieve that, there's just going to be a whole lot that we need to fix. And with the status, with the stance of Nigeria and the Nigerian government, we don't see that happen. And I'm not even just going to say it's the Nigerian government. They're taking the bulk of the blame, but also we as a people, we have a long, long way to go. If we're ever going to get to that point, doesn't mean that a certain senator anywhere can come out now and lie to us and tell us that this is what it is, calling black white when we can all see it is not. Still talking the katakata in Nigeria, we're going over now to Abia State, where police has arrested a 47-year-old man for conducting illegal INEC voters registration for politicians in Abia State. Now, I would love us to take a look at that video so we come back and then we have a full-on conversation. Let's have a look.
So what's your name? You're what? From where? Please, I'm asking you a question. You from where? From where? From where?
I'm from
Amoji. Okay. Where do you work?
I work at the
Isharangwa. Which Isharangwa? North or south?
South.
So, what are you doing in Isharangwa North?
Sir, was a friend that called me to help him just for registration, to come and register his help me on the register.
INEC registration.
Yes.
But you are not assigned as Isharangwa
I'm
North.
not assigned. I'm wrong.
Okay.
I'm wrong in all ramifications.
No problem. But you are the point where the police people arrested you, right?
Yes, I was doing.
Okay. And I believe the police people will do the work diligently. Thank you very much. That's what I want.
Very interesting that when you look at that video and when you read the full report, it says that this man was said to be working with yet to be identified politicians. But we have this man's name in full display. We have his picture in full display and his video in full display. But the people behind this, the people that are responsible for this, are not mentioned. We don't know them, but we just know that they are politicians in Abia State. And if he's going to take the fall for it, I don't think it's fair, because there are higher authorities. There's someone he's working for. There are some people that he's working for. If we're really doing an expose here, why can't we get the names of those politicians? If we're really serious about calling these people out, this 47-year-old man who works in INEC and is doing illegal registration might be one out of 1,000. So if you're going to let him take the brunt for this, what about the main, like they call it, the yet to be identified politicians?
This is another video that broke me. It's how he wasn't even